Hello, everybody. Happy June 15th, 2020. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And on today's show, we have a new Connecticut coach. His name, Tom Hennessy. He'll be the defensive backs coach for the Stafford program, a part of the Pequot. Tom, it's a pleasure to be able to have you on.
Thanks, man.
First off, welcome to Connecticut.
Thanks, man. Glad to be here.
As you see, you have trees to your left and you have a road to your right. That's all Connecticut is.
Yeah. I'm kind of like in the middle of the forest right here. It's basically just development cut out of the forest. A lot of animals. Yeah. I'm used to. I'm from the Jersey Shore, so I'm used to the beaches and people and something like that. It's a little bit different, a little bit of a change of pace for me.
Well, Connecticut does have kind of the Jersey Shore. If you go down to Haven, there's some places. So
I was down there over the weekend. I was at Hackensack State Park or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Beach is all right. It's critical, but it was okay.
I will tell you, have you ever been to Pepe's in New Haven?
No.
All right. If you do one thing and never listen to me ever again, go to Pepe's in New Haven. You'll thank me later.
Yeah, I'll put on the list. I got a list of stuff I got to do, so I'll put on the list.
Put it on the list, text me back, and tell me if it's good or not. If it's not good, you never have to talk to me again, and we go our separate ways. So, Tom, let's get down to business. Before we get into you as far as your coaching background, just kind of tell me about your playing career, what led you to William Patterson, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. I like I said, I went to I grew up in Jersey, Jersey Shore. I lived in Monmouth County. I was in Hazlitt, so I went to Raritan High School, Raritan Rockets. Played for Coach James Petruzzi out there. I played corner in high school, a little bit of receiver, special teams all over the place. And like you said a lot earlier, I wrestled as well, so that kind of helped me transition to football. But football for me was more of it started off as just playing with my buddies and kind of get more friends and expand myself a little bit. And then once I got into high school and I really started playing, it became more of like everyone else says, it's like the escape, the way you get out into the football field and kind of express yourself and escape. And for me, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the Friday Night Lights and the band and the cheerleaders and all the good stuff that comes with high school football. For me, I really didn't have a direction. I didn't know if I wanted to go to college. I didn't know if I wanted this or that. And then I think it was like the first time a college coach came to recruit you, like a Division III. I was a Division III kid. Division III schools started coming to recruit you, and they make you feel special, and they give you cool T-shirts, and they bring you on campus and stuff like that. And I just fell in love with the whole college football atmosphere, college athletics, and the community and stuff like that. And for me, I really was not sure where I wanted to go to school. I'm a very indecisive person as it is, even to this day. So I was almost like, man, I wish someone would just tell me, hey, you're going to school, you're going to play there. And I'd be like, all right, cool, sign me up, pack my bag and send me wherever I'm going, And so for me, it actually came down to a couple of different schools. But originally, Springfield College was my go-to. That's where I was going. Springfield College is a big kinesiology school. I wanted to be a phys ed teacher. But just financially didn't work out. And what really led me to William Patterson in New Jersey, where I played as part of the NJAC, was the coaching staff. The coaching staff there was immaculate. We had head coach, Coach Forrest, big old football guy, big bulking voice, and he just kind of commanded the room. And then the defensive backs coach and the defensive coordinator, Sean Williams, he was actually a first-round draft pick for the Giants back in '99, I think. He was first-round draft pick at UCLA. And again, another big football guy, commanded respect and kind of commanded the room with his voice. And I was immediately locked in on a guy like that. Someone who was literally at the peak of football and such a down-to-earth, guy coaching at this small Division III school. I loved it. And he wasn't the only one. There was Coach Tank Daniels, who was a special teamer for the Eagles and for the Giants for multiple years, won a Super Bowl with the Giants. Coach Tony Woods, who was our defensive lineman. He played for Redskins and for Seattle. So we had the coaching staff there was incredible. The guys that I met there when I was on my recruiting visit were, made me feel at home. They were great. And it was just a very good fit for me. So William Patterson, I played defensive back, utility, kind of like a fifth man in, sixth man in kind of guy. I played a lot at the nickel position. I played a lot at the safety position my senior year, a little bit of corner my first 2 years. But when I was in college, I had just a laundry list of injuries. It seemed like every day something was wrong. I was basically outside my tape and for 4 years. So I missed, I had a lot of injuries. I missed a lot of games. My senior year, I actually played 4 games. I blew out my hamstring. I was out for 4 or 5 months. And then we were at Salisbury. And basically, our safety went down. We had kind of a chance to stay in it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go out. I want to go out my way. So I'm going home. And I just, went, as far as I could for 4 games. And that was my career. But really from there, the only thing I knew I wanted to do with my life was coach football and coach sports. I was an exercise science major. I didn't really take school too seriously, so I was kind of bouncing from major to major and just, kind of just posting my way through college. And so I figured out, like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to coach football. I wasn't sure if I wanted to be at the high school level, college level. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So pretty much as soon as I graduated, before I even started looking for, like, a real full-time job, I was like, where am I going to coach football? What's my first thing I'm going to do? And I reached out to some of my high school coaches and some of the local guys down where I was from. And my defensive coordinator at Raritan when I was in high school actually had gone to Homedale High School, which was it's a town like over from me, from Hazlitt where I was living. And he said, "Hey man, like we got a spot if you want. You just gotta meet with the head coach, Coach Reynes, Jeff Reynes at Homedale." And basically, the interview was basically, "Hey, come meet me on Fridays and have dinner and a beer with me." I said, "Okay." And within 15 minutes, we were hitting it off, having fun, joking. He's like, "Man, I don't care what position you played, what you did, you're the kind of guy we want." So we basically hit it off from there, and it was just history ever since. He took over the program the year before that, and it was basically, I don't want to say it was on its last leg of getting cut, but it was basically, there was no support from the town. There was kids that they didn't want to play football, or they only showed up to practice because friends were there. Parents weren't, didn't have the football coaches back. They were basically, the turnover rate for coaches was like a season and a day, basically. So it was a rough environment for, as far as football goes. But Jeff Reynes came in there and just completely turned the whole thing around. And now that's like one of the biggest football teams I've ever been a part of, because people just absolutely bought into everything that he was saying. The kids bought in. Kids are staying home because over in Homedale, like where we are, we have a lot of Catholic schools and private schools that a lot of these kids, Homedale's a pretty affluent town, so they can afford to just pick up and go to another school. It's, without saying, they were recruiting, but kids were, saying, "Hey, well, why do I have to go to RBC or to, Monterey Bay or all these SUV, all these other private schools when I can stay home and I can compete, I can, play for a championship almost, we're getting to that point where we can now play for a championship." And, he's really just turned not just the football program around, but the entire town over there. The entire dynamic is just, it's true Friday night football over there. It's a beautiful thing. It's really great. And then from there, I kind of just, I was working in physical therapy. I was an exercise physiologist in a physical therapy clinic. And I just wanted more, wanted to do something different. I didn't want to get stuck in Hazlitt and my life. So I want to do something more. And my idea was to go coach college football. That's where else can you, get paid to coach football and travel the country, So I was kind of looking for GA spots to go to like a big school GA somewhere. And I just couldn't really find the right fit. It was kind of like a weird part of the year where people weren't really accepting GAs, weren't looking for GAs. And earlier when I was in college, I actually interviewed for a spot at Fairleigh Dickinson. I ended up not getting it. And then a year went by, and the head coach at the time, Brian Strace, reached out to me and said, "Hey, we got a position open if you want to interview for it again. You're more than welcome." So I decided, all right, I'll go for it. And, fortunately, I got the position. So I left Homedale. I left my job at the physical therapy, and I just started coaching football full time. And I'm not sure if you know a lot about, Division III coaching salaries at that position. It's pretty much not a lot. It's basically close to nothing, especially for me. It was over an hour and a half commute every day. So I was, sleeping in my car. I was sleeping in my girlfriend's house. I was sleeping in the office, basically making no money. And I did that for a season, and it was awesome. I absolutely loved it, even though it was a real struggle for us. We had a struggle season. The staff of guys that we had there were awesome dudes. We had guys from all over the country. We had guys at Boston College, Dave Bowen from Boston College. We had Anthony Van Kuren, who had just come from Rutgers, was a position coach at Rutgers. Jimmy Robertson was our offensive coordinator. He's a big Twitter guy. I know a lot of guys see him on Twitter. He was our offensive coordinator. John Murphy, Mike DeFaro, Joe Castellano, just guys from all over the country, all over, Division III football that have been, everywhere. And even though we were relatively a young group of guys, we had a whole lot of experience. Everyone had something to offer, and we were just, man, we all just got along so well. We just had a great time together. But as much fun as it was, like I said, it was absolutely taxing on, my wallet, my mind, just body, everything was just completely taxing. And I thought, this is what I want to do. I want to be in college football. I want to be in college athletics. I got my master's in athletic administration, NCAA athletic administration. I was looking for a job in that. I had an opportunity to go to Wake Forest to do an internship, but I kind of just turned it down because my mind was, I need to start making some money. I need, the opportunity to continue to, live in my parents' house and kind of get help from them was kind of weaning away. The older you get, it's like, parents are like, all right, I mean, what are we doing here, So, they're always supportive, but, me personally, I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. I want to go out and carve a little piece of the world out for myself. So that's what kind of brought me here to Connecticut. I got a job coaching, a health and wellness coach, like a health and wellness supervisor for Wellness Coaches USA, and I'm actually working inside of the FedEx ground hub in Willington. Basically, all that kind of just rolled into me wanting to, get out on my own and start becoming more independent, and then, continue to coach football, and if it's in the cards, maybe work back to that, coaching college football or working in the administration at college level. For now, I'm a pretty impatient person, and I get a little, hard on myself saying, hey, we got to make the next move, But right now, I'm able to kind of pump the brakes and just enjoy what I got here, enjoy this new view and new space, and just kind of relax a little bit and figure out what I want to do.
The journey is never easy for anybody. I think everybody's journey is different. I know my journey in broadcasting is not the same as what it was for, Boomer, or just name the broadcaster. Same thing for you. Your journey is not the same as Bill Belichick, or you mentioned, the tuna, Bill Parcells. Like everybody, and that's, I think, what makes people so unique is that everyone's journey, even if it gets to the same ending, always getting to that point, it's going to be different. And for you, you played, you coached, you went through what was, and the injuries, which happens to players. That's just how it is. You went through it. You saw that there was an avenue, so you went to coaching. But then, just like how with anything, you have to pay your dues. Coaching was the same way, and maybe everything happens for a reason. You were at William Patterson because of the coaching that was around you. So you were kind of able to pick the brains of all those guys out there, which helped you as a coach. And then you went on, and I think being able to be around those kind of guys and be able to pick their brains, as I said, only helped your development.
Right, absolutely. When I was at FTU, Fairleigh Dickinson, one of the best things that any coach has ever said is that anywhere you go, you're going to learn a lot of great new things to do, and you're going to learn a lot of great new things not to do. And for me, I was like, wow, that's what I've been doing, not just coaching for my playing career. Like, I'll hear a coach say something that sticks in my head, and then I find myself, 5 years later saying it to a kid. I'm like, oh, I got that from Coach Williams, or I got that from Coach Tank, I got that from Jimmy Robinson, whoever it is, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the biggest part, is definitely the journey. It's just part of what you're doing. And I know coaches, not just football coaches, hockey coaches, who have been from internship to paid job to GA to, they've been all over the world, back and forth trying to find the right spot. So, I'm not stressing it. I've definitely secured a pretty good bag here with the job I got now and kind of my position now. I'm doing what I love. I love to travel. I love to go do new things and see new places and kind of go off on my own and just throw it hard at the map and see where I end up. So that's what I'm doing now. And,
I like the thing you just said, secure the bag. I hear that so much.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I listen to podcasts. I know there's a guy on Speak for Yourself. I don't know if you watch that.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, there's a what's his name? It's escaped me. It's not Marcellus Wiley. It's his counterpart.
Yeah,
but he always talks about how the guys who are wanting new contracts, like Zeke Elliott, who wanted his new contract, Dak Prescott, he's always saying, oh, they got to secure the bag. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, Coach, now you're with Stafford. You're in the pequot. I don't know. You're probably a little bit familiar with the program, but obviously you haven't coached in it. So you're not too familiar with the teams and such. But just kind of tell me about, what is your coaching style? What should people in the conference and outside the conference expect from you as a defensive backs coach?
Well, for me, especially at the high school level, I guess I would be described as like a player's coach. I try not to overcoach guys. I try not to define what the guy should be through my coaching. I show them the ways. Hey, this is how you do this. This is what you should do. These are the X's and O's, and you go do what you got to do. You know, obviously you have your job to do. You have your assignment, your alignment, your technique, all these things that you need to know. But go put your own flavor on it. Go put your own, kids like to say their swag on it. Go do your own thing, man. Go be your person. Go express yourself. Go be who you want to be, but within our system, within what I'm coaching. Again, like, I try not to overcoach guys. If this guy says, hey, coach, I just can't get this back pedal down. I don't like the T-step. Okay, hey, let's figure out what you do like. Let's figure out what works for your body, what works for your mind, and let's get it going, As far as my coaching style, I'm a pretty laid back guy as it is. So I try to be, even during game day, I try to keep myself cool, calm, and collected. And just, when I was playing in high school and even in college up until, kind of elementary school, I was freaking wild, man. Like, I would be fired up, going nuts, screaming, hooting and hollering. And then kind of, as I got older, I started calming down, become a little more cerebral, and just kind of start to assess situations instead of just trying to run through every ball you see. So I try to keep that, in my coaching style. I try to be calm, cool, collected, because I'm a firm believer that the kids feed off of energy you're putting out. If you are, in the pregame and you're screaming and, cussing and breaking chairs and going crazy or something like that, the kids feed off that energy, and then, they start getting a little overstimulated, and they start, kind of getting to that point where they can't focus, they can't figure it out. So I always try to keep kids, hey, calm it down, relax. I know you're all fired up. I know, it's high school football. We want to rip kids' head off, but you need to think first. Football is a thinking man's game. If you just go out there and just kill a man with the ball, you're going to leave the other 10 buddies out there. So, my thing is, my coaching style is, mental over physical all the time. You have to be a cerebral person. If you're not in your head and you're not thinking and you're not, assessing the situation and you're not able to, make quick decisions and work through the problems at hand, then even though you could be the best athlete on the field, if you can't work through that, you can't work through the thought process, you're a liability. So I always try and keep things, I keep, even on the football field, like a learning environment. It's not just, push your hand in the dirt and go kill somebody. It's, let's think about what we have to do, how we have to do it, where we have to be when certain things happen. So my coaching style is definitely more of an educator. I try to teach as much as I can, not just the X's and O's, but I have a background in exercise science, exercise physiology, injury prevention, stuff like that. So what I bring to a program is, I'm not just going to teach a kid how to play football. I'm going to teach him how to take care of his body to make him, a greater athlete, try to elevate him athletically, mentally, physically. So I think my coaching style that other coaches might expect, they're going to expect my guys to be cool, calm, collected, and I want them to, I want when guys turn on the film of my corners and my defensive backs to be like, wow, these guys are smart. They understand their leverage. They know how to get off blocks. They know exactly what the errors. They have very limited mental errors, very limited, missed tackles. Good technique, good form. Everything is textbook stuff. At the same time, I don't want my guys out there to be just, robots that I plug in and say, hey, go work. I want them to have, be themselves, go express themselves. At the same time, you got to fit the system.
That's the most important part, because knowing that they are human beings at the end of the day, but also they're young men and they can't do the same things that college and pro guys that maybe you're used to doing in some aspects one way or another can do. And I think that's a great way to look at it. And especially the pequot, where things are, I think the one thing that you'll notice quickly, especially if you play out of league games and such, is that every conference does something differently. They're not the same. And I think that's, you seem like a pretty high intellectual guy when it comes to football. So I think you'll pick up on things very quickly. And, your head coach, Brian Mazzone, who I've had on the show, very good guy. He knows the league very well. I think he's a good staple for that league to kind of get it and to expand it more. So I think you went to the right place, and hopefully coach, you have nothing but, success with Stafford, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. When I was trying to, make my decision what school I wanted to kind of join up with, I reached out, pretty much right when I reached out to all the local high schools, hey, this is who I am, this is my resume, this is what reaching out, trying to connect. And I connected with a few guys, talked to them on the phone for a while. But I started Googling, kind of reading articles and stuff like that. And I came across an article about Brian, just kind of how he took over from, he took over Stafford and kind of turned things around and kind of rebuilt the program, rebuilt the culture. And that's exactly what we did at home. We got on in their second year together with Jeff Rance and John Mississippi. And that's really what we were doing, was not just building a culture of football, but rebuilding the Homedale town culture of, respecting the football program, getting people out to the games, building up the hype for the games, just turning it into a town football feel where it wasn't before. And that's where I was kind of getting the vibe with from Brian, just kind of talking with him. He was very laid back, very easygoing. We were just kind of hit it off immediately. And just reading the articles about, kind of his story, his journey, and kind of what his mission is there at Stafford, I was like, that's kind of place I want to be. It would be nice to go to the big fancy high school with all the fancy stuff, but I've never been at one of those schools. I've never, I'm always somewhere where it's a little bit of a, there's a little bit of adversity, a little bit of a struggle. So that's what I like. That's where I feel comfortable, and that's what I hope to make this biggest impact.
Coach, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your first season with the team and the program itself. And hopefully, you will be a part of what will be a very successful season for the team. They've had success in the past, and I think they will continue that going forward.
Thanks for appreciate it.
That'll wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, as always, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.